I was just watching a Hal Sparks stand-up special on YouTube, and I forgot how amazingly funny and gifted this short little man is. He's so cute, adorable. I loved him on Queer as Folk. But this video isn't about him. It's just about one of the jokes he brought up, smoking and non-smokers, and just the irony of it all. And I thought it was really funny and came to mind a topic I wanted to talk about. So let's discuss it. So ever since I could remember, I've had like this innate disdain for smokers, maybe this like inability to seek out compassion or empathy for them. I'm not sure if it's the environment I was raised. My mom didn't smoke. However, all her friends did. Whenever they'd come over, our house would reek like smoke. You could smoke back in the 80s and the 90s. You could smoke in the workplace. So her workplace, whenever I'd go visit her, would reek of smoke. I grew up in bars. She would take me to all the bars with her. I'm making her sound really, really great. No, she was a fabulous mom. We're not speaking right now. I've talked about that in the past. But that doesn't take away from how amazing she was. But she did bring me up in these environments. Like, I remember being in bars constantly. I could fucking beat anyone in fucking pinball. That was my jam. Growing up with billiards and darts. Okay, I'm getting way away from the topic. Anyway, smoking. It used to be everywhere, and then it got vilified. And I remember in the 90s when it was being vilified in Wisconsin, and I remember the people with the outrage over the fact that bars might no longer allow smoking inside and you'd have to leave, and it was this big outrage. And I remember a huge debate in my hometown. Now, I'm from a really redneck hick state, Wisconsin, but also the city I grew up in, everybody drank Budweiser, and you smoked your Marlboros or your Camels, and I don't know, it's a very, like, I just thought that's what humanity was growing up. You think, because everybody in my town was the fucking same. It was like literally there was no one different. We barely had a black community, and we had a good percentage of Hmong, an Asian community. But other than that, like, no diversity, no culture. This video is gonna, okay, this one's a weird one, okay? Anyway, back to smoking. When it was becoming a huge topic there, it finally was passed, and I remember there being outrage for like a month, right? But then it was fine. It worked out great, and actually, if you were somebody who never smoked, it was amazing because the stench was taken out of some of your favorite places. But also, if you were a smoker, in my mind, it helped encourage you to quit, because who wants to be outside in Wisconsin in the winter? No, thank you. I don't care if you're out there freebasing. It ain't fun. But when all of this stuff started going down, I started, because I was getting older and in high school and then entering college, I was running into a lot of friends my age who were quitting smoking. And then this brought on the dawn of social media, and there was MySpace and Facebook in the early 2000s. All that to say, when it started getting popular on social media to put up that you were going to quit smoking, and that would garner you like 200 to 300 fucking likes. Like, everybody crawled out of the woodwork on your Facebook to like that fucking status. That never made sense to me, because I was like, it's you deciding to live longer. Like, it's you stopping giving up on your life. Like, that's how I interpreted it. Now, this is a total non-smoker's perception of an outside, like, I feel like I'm on the outside and I'm looking in, and to me this is lunacy. Like, it's a mall I would never enter, or it's a movie I wouldn't want to see. I'm like, wait, you choose to ruin your body with something that has more chemicals than meth, and it's been proven to be super addictive, and it kills more people than like car accidents and drinking and drug abuse like combined. I don't know, it's something like really fucked up, the statistic. I'm not trying to put it out there, I'm just saying. But you're choosing to ingest it, and then everybody is supposed to stop with shock and awe the moment you decide to like not give up on your life anymore. That never made sense to me, and I think as I got older, I started to get more and more outraged when I would see these just like pathetic people who like would sit on social media or whatever, like whatever their outlet was, and complain about their lives, just living in misery day to day. All they would put up was this negativity and shit. But then they would post, I'm going to quit smoking. Everybody came out of the woodworks and was like, you're so amazing. I'm so jealous. You have so much strength. I'm like, wait, really? Like, there are people who deal with struggle in this world. Like, I have friends that have put up stuff about their life that gets them like 2 likes. And it's like, my parents both died in a car wreck, but I'm choosing to still go to school across country and not be around any family and isolate my, like, I know people who've been through some shit, and it's just weird to me that that gets nothing. And yet when somebody says I'm gonna quit smoking, I'm gonna quit putting fucking poison into my lungs, I'm gonna decide to breathe like a fucking human again, when somebody says that, all of a sudden they're a fucking god. It just, I don't understand it. Hal Sparks brought up some good things, like how people who don't smoke are often called non-smokers. No, that's not a thing, because smokers should be deemed non-breathers, because you are making a choice to ingest smoke and poison. I'm not making the choice not to do that. I'm living life, and you made the choice. So he brought up something that really triggered an idea in me. I was just like, that's really smart. And he was bringing it up with a couple different things, like how people would say, do you want sweetened or unsweetened iced tea? And he's like, there can't be an unsweetened iced tea. It's either sweetened iced tea or iced tea. Because you don't put sugar into the iced tea and then extract it. Who is unsweetening the tea? That's not a thing. It's just, it makes you realize, like, I also watch Mark Passio videos, and he often talks about what words and numbers truly mean, and we don't understand them. The fact that we don't know what words mean. Like that, I did a video before where I talked about the word understand. If in court they're asking you, do you understand? It means, do you stand under their jurisdiction? Are you willing to allow them to treat you as subservient? Like, these are things that are real, and because we grew up in America's shitty ass public education system that we're supposed to be thankful for, and that I, along with all of my friends, are indebted to in the shitty college system we have going, I learned more in the last 2 to 3 years of my life with meeting people and digesting new and challenging information and challenging truths. I've learned more that way than I've learned in any, like, what was I in school for? I did K through 12, and then I did college, so I got a good, 16 years of school under my belt, okay? Nothing. I can tell you Puedo ir al baño, and I can tell you 2 plus 2 makes 4, but we can't even guarantee that kids coming out of school nowadays can do that, because of fucking Common Core math. I mean, this video is really going all over the place. It wasn't meant to be this. It really was just to talk about the irony of, people who smoke and then choose not to, and how they're, these insanely amazing, unachievable quality of life saints, and then it's like you have, like me, I put up a post on Facebook about 9 months ago, saying that I started this channel, and I've been going through some really weird shit in my life, no family, no friends right now, a little by choice, but mostly out of my control, just in a place right now where my mind is, clouded, and I need to figure myself out, and taking on other people's pains and struggles and responsibilities is, I've been doing it my whole life, and I thought that was a way to help pull each other through life, and I'm now realizing we were stunting each other from growing individually, and I need time to figure out who and what the fuck I am, and my beliefs, and how I want to challenge myself and society as a whole, because I don't want to just be here for the roller coaster ride. I don't want to go on the ups and downs. I want to fucking challenge shit. Okay? I don't want to be out there pushing people's buttons just to be an aggravator. I want to be provoking people to think deeper. I want to challenge people to say, wow, I grew up my whole life thinking that, but it never made sense, and I never stopped to think about why it never made sense. However, when you flip it 180 and somebody approaches it in a different way, all the pieces of the puzzle fall into place. That's what's happening to me lately, and it's the more I hear about what is reality, the more I'm understanding the reality I grew up in was all fallacy. It's fake. And it was made up by whomever, doesn't even matter. My main struggle isn't trying to figure out who it is. It's trying to figure out, how to deal, how to pull back and take control of my mind. I'm realizing things are just not what they appear. And when I put that Facebook post up and said I started this YouTube channel, it got nobody. Nobody cared. There were a couple outliers who liked it, but I had like 1,000 friends at that time. I've lost a lot in the last year, but I had a lot of friends, quote unquote, and I just came to realize they weren't really. And then I think that added to the aggravation of seeing it. Like my boyfriend, when I first met him, posted he quit smoking, and I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. It garnered like 200 likes. And then he would brag about how that's his most liked post. And I mean, I didn't want to be mean to him, but I also was like, well, this is fucking stupidity. Like, it just, I think that ended up being one of our first arguments, or at least one of the first times I remember being kind of mean to him, because I was like, no, don't be stupid. Okay, and my boyfriend is a really nice guy, but not to me sometimes. I'm just kidding, but not really. Where am I going with this? No, I'm just kidding. We have a great relationship, and I love him, but we challenge each other, and that's what I need, and that's what he needs, and that's what we all need. Okay? But honestly, this was supposed to be about smoking. I'm sorry it derailed so much. But tell me what you think about the comment. Do you think I'm just a fag ranting about fags, or do you think it's something funny? Do you see something a little eerie in it? Maybe you're noticing, like, why are smoking laws passed for clubs and bars when we know the government does not give a fuck about cancer rates, because we see what, like, food courts look like, and you're shoveling fucking GMOs and pesticides in your mouth, and Hal Sparks was talking about a bag of Doritos should be called Cool Ranch Tumors. Like, for real, I mean, they don't care about if you get cancer, so what was it about? And he was also talking about, it was, for people, it was the smell, but I think there was something a little deeper above in the government's mind, and maybe it was a control thing, like, we don't want you to think you have enough freedom that you can choose to light up wherever. I don't know, like, control issues everywhere. Anyway, I want to hear what you think about this topic, and I'm also curious, what do people think of smokers anymore? Because this was in the mid-90s, and then Minnesota was a little later, because I remember moving out of Wisconsin up to Minneapolis, and you could still smoke in the bars in Minneapolis, or it needed to be like 3 walls and like 1 open area. I don't know, it was something weird. But I remember at the saloon, they had a smoking room that they then changed into just like this fire pit where they then served cocktails and food, which was amazing. But I remember it being the smoking pit, and that was like, it's just, God, it makes you realize times, man. Generations, when they choose to like ditch the bar, and then the bar changes into something else, and then the generation comes back and they're like, whoa, mind fuck, this place used to be way different. I'm starting to get it. Like, the longer you live life, I think it's so cool. It's so rewarding seeing evolution, and it sucks because you're watching it dissolve. Like, it's always on the downward spiral. It's never getting better. But I'm understanding why our parents' generation and our grandparents, I understand why they were complaining my whole life. Like, I get why they were saying they were in a struggle and they don't understand our struggle. It's not they were in a struggle and we don't have one. It's they were in one and they don't get what ours is now. Because things changed so much, and it's a really cool topic. We'll do that in a video soon. But anyway, I want to keep this one short, so take care of yourself the rest of this Friday. Enjoy your weekend, stress-free, meditate, breathe, and start at 0. I'm telling you, let's take control of our lives. It'll perpetuate out. It's awesome. Anyway, take care of yourselves this weekend. Love and peace, bitch!